and welcome everyone. Alright, we're back. Sorry for the inconvenience. Some drivers are very bad at listening to directions, and so the overlays will not be here today, since half the grid did not change their driver numbers. Thank the people that didn't do that, and so we'll just have normal overlays today. For now, we have 12 drivers on the grid. Twifo making his first appearance in Tier 3 this season. And we are here. We are live after some difficulty, and we're finally here in Silverstone. And I guess instead of hiding the overlay, I now have to turn on everything that I turned off on purpose. It is what it is. Or just enable everything. It's a big shame. Had a lot of preparation doing all the overlays. Oh, some of them are still loading for some reason. I guess that one is. Oh, that's the base one. Took a lot of effort in to fix some overlays, but unfortunately, half the grid did not listen. As we see, post fam starting with a 1:29.6. That's not a very competitive lap time, but you know, it's a good start for him. At least having a lap on the board. Nameless Gamer starting with a 1:28, and there is Posted with a 26.6, 26.5 even, barely. Very solid lap time by him. Very good start, especially for his first lap. That must be a good start for him. He must be happy with that. I wish I knew how to turn all the shit off. Yeah. Anyway, we'll take away the tiltage, and we'll just pretend everything is fine and dandy. Let's see if anyone's on the lap, as we are on board with the Ferrari of Unrockbar. Also his debut this time, and looking to set a decent lap time here to show that he is in fact ready for this Ferrari seat. Pretty sure I saw there were 2 Ferrari drivers earlier, but I guess someone swapped. Because why not? And so Tifo, Unrockbar around the final corner, and he sets a 1:34. He won't be happy with that one. Shanghai 1:45. That must have been a double warm-up or something. And Tifo just doesn't care. Just sits patiently. Ice Needless doing the same thing, just chilling in the pits. I can show you what the overlay would look like now, because it won't look pretty, but at least you'll have an understanding on why I won't put them on for now. It will lag for a bit. If they will load at all. There you go. So because some people didn't change their driving numbers as I asked, we now have people called driver number something because they didn't change the driver number. And can this leave, please? Thank you. And we have 2 Twiggies according to this thing. So someone has the same number. And so yeah, there's no real point. More than half the grid just hasn't got their names changed. And me commentating over driver 12 overtaking driver 13 doesn't really mean anything to anyone. But would have been cool. There's a lot of nice overlays, but I guess we'll make it work for next time. As we did see Shanghai finally putting in a good lap with 1:26.3, we'll see him up into P1, albeit it's just the first lap. The track will improve, so we don't expect that to be the pole lap today. I'm expecting it to be somewhere mid to the high 25s. And so many people still that need to set a lap time or a competitive lap time. I think Post Fam definitely can do much better than a 29.6. Ice was very fast here. Jay, obviously one of the favorites to win today in Twifo. I'll be honest, I haven't seen him drive, so I'm expecting big things, just to put some pressure on the boy. I'm expecting great things from him, you know, in the Williams together with Posted. And it's good to see, you know, Posted up into P2 posted, who hasn't finished the race this season, but definitely has the pace to be very competitive. So there was a yellow flag briefly, but I think it's all good. Are we missing any people on a lap? Twifo is finally out, warming up his tire slowly. Is Twiggy on a lap? Doesn't seem like it. Nihilus is on a lap? No, he's charging. And so, we're in a little bit of a low state right now. Everyone is setting their first lap time. Voita is real disconnected. That's unlucky. But 26.9 for him still, you know, he's in P3. That cannot be a bad start for him. As we're on board with Ice, who just... oh, he's got a penalty. We have already people in the chat paying better attention than I did. Also, thank you for the follow, MTL Esports. And we see here Ice warming up by checking his settings on the wet tires. And this is the man that we probably want to be on board with for now. The man who is making his debut this year in Tier 3, Twifo. With his teammate in P2, I'm expecting great things here. Ooh, a little bit wide in his entry. And as we start the lap of Silverstone, one of the, if not the most iconic tracks on the calendar. One of the most popular at the very least. As Twifo has started his lap. And misses the apex a little bit, but it does seem like he's got the rotation and the speed out of the corner. Good acceleration there. As we now approach one of the hardest corners, in my opinion. Trying to take as much speed, but also get the apex, and he does do that. That looks very good. Now keep it nice and tidy here, getting on the power. And that does look very good. At least very smooth. Not sure if he got the most out of that. As now we go into Stone. Probably should have known that. And now Beckett's, and Chapel. This looks good if that's not a corner cut. Ooh, missed the apex there a little bit, but this one is nice and tidy. Get on the power early. And back to the hanger straight. We go. So far that looked like a purple middle sector for him. And can Twifo make some attack to the top guys? The 26.3 is the top at the moment as he breaks late and tries to finish a clean lap around Silverstone. A little bit wide here, but does get on the power quickly as we see a 1:27.260 P7 for him, and that's not what he wanted to see as Twiggy DNFs. That is a disappointing result for him as he was only P5 after, just last week, I think he was the surprise pole sitter. So that is already one of the top guns gone, with both Haas drivers out of contention this week. They're both couldn't make it, and that means that there's a lot of points to be had for the rest. A shame for the Haas drivers that they couldn't make it today, but gives a lot of opportunity for the rest to do some damage to the Constructors and Drivers' Championship. And yeah, already some upsets here. Voita with a fast lap, but already with a penalty, according to chat. I'm not sure if I can see that somewhere. Oh, I should be able to. Oh. Alright, well, on board with Unrakbar, who is just charging, so it doesn't seem like he is... Oh no, he's on a lap. He is on a lap. So let's see what he can do. One of the drivers that's new this week. And also one of the drivers that didn't change their driver numbers. I will call everyone out that I've seen. So just to make sure that everyone does do it for next week. It is a shame that we don't have the nice overlays this week. And that's the last I will say about it. As we go up to Hanger Straight. Is he up? He is not. He's 1.3 seconds off. And it seems that this is not to be his lap either. He probably wants to do better than being 2.1 seconds away from pole, but you know, maybe this is just the pace that he has for now, and that's okay. It's a lot of different levels here in Tier 3, as he does a 130.1. That's not what he wanted to see. He already was a lot faster earlier, and so he'll go back to the pits and try another time near the end of the qualifying. The McLarens seem to be chilling. Anyone else on the lap? Nope. And Jay, one of the people that I expected to be up front, currently in P5. A little bit disappointing, not gonna lie. 126.8 for him currently. I think he can do a lot better. And I hope he can prove me right as he starts his lap now. It's pretty empty on track. I think this is the period where people are usually waiting. The track gets faster and faster. And Russell is back trying to support the Mercedes drivers. Only one of them here this week, so no double, no P3, P4 I think it was last week. But his first lap can do well. You know, he did take P4 last week for sure. So yeah, maybe his one lap pace isn't the best, and he just has to have it of his consistency. Staying out of trouble is definitely something that he was very good at last week. And with only 12 drivers, that's sometimes just the way to do it, you know? Sometimes it's all about just keeping it clean, and it is a battle of attrition, especially here in Tier 3. There's a lot of different pace around. There's a lot of people with different pace, and that can definitely cause some incidents. As we are here through Mackett's and Beckett's, looking so cool from the outside. Camera angle not the best, but it does show the speed that they go through those very sharp corners, as he is only 2/10 down. I'm hoping that is to the best time, not to his own lap time, as he goes through the last few corners. And will he improve from P5? It's not the fastest lap for him, and he would want to go into the 25s pretty soon, as he doesn't have time, and he does not. 1:29.0, that is not the lap that he would want. And with 3 minutes on the clock, I don't think he has time to go back in. The only chance he would have is if he has enough fuel to go back, or excuse me, to harvest his energy and try to do one more lap on his used softs. But it's an uphill battle for him, and maybe for him it's the same as Spurslat. Maybe it is more on the race pace than anything else. Spurslat's still in the pits. Is anyone on a lap currently? It does seem like Posted has just started one. Yeah, Posted is on a lap. The man 15 thousandths away from pole position currently on his final lap, and he is not improving in the first sector, but he doesn't have to. Could just have a setup that is more focused on the different parts of the track. Maybe a little bit more straight line speed for this straight. Into Cops we go. Takes that beautifully, a little bit wide, but I think that is allowed in Tier 3. There is no strict corner cutting here, and I wasn't gonna say anything about it, so I'm just gonna move on from that as he goes very wide. I don't think I can talk that away. Posted, just cutting the entire corner of, I think it was it Cops? No, left field. Oh God. Now, Posted is taking an absolute shit on track limits, as he does have a little bit of oversteer. Is that the karma that he deserved? Because there's no way he goes pole with a lap like this, and he doesn't improve. He went straight twice, and he felt the consequence of that. Unfortunate. Unfortunate for Posted there. He definitely wanted to be on pole position today. It isn't meant to be, but P2 is not the worst idea. He is out of frustration. Definitely smashed some signs. Hopefully not in the way there of the AlphaTauri, who just started his lap. That might be an investigation. Didn't get the best camera angle there, as we are on board with Nameless Gamer. 2.3 seconds off the pace at the current moment. Not quite the lap time that he wanted for now. Definitely a little bit dangerous by Posted being on the main straight with a lap behind, but We'll have to see after the race if that will be investigated. That looked like a corner cut from the AlphaTauri driver, but we're going to just move on and pretend it didn't happen. As Shanghai just improves his lap time again, 1:26.2. And I'm surprised because I was promised 25s. I was promised 25s by Jay and by Posted. Well, not necessarily promised, but I know they can do them. So a little bit disappointed to see no 25s yet. But there are still a bunch of people busy with their laps as there's a huge moment and a spin. And that means Nameless Gamer will not win it all. Like Counter-Strike asked. Unfortunate. A little bit of commentator's curse by the chat. As he spins again, overheated his tires, hopefully not in the way of the McLaren that is behind. Seems like it's all fine, as we are now on board with Postfam, who is still on a lap as well. P11 for him at the current moment. 3.4 seconds off the pace. I think he can do better. He's 7/10 off in the first sector. But can he improve to at least take Nameless Gamer? Unrugbar stays P9. He probably want to do a little bit better. Wavy Knife P4, not a bad result by the AlphaTauri driver. Alfa Romeo driver. And now the question is, has Shanghai done enough for pole position? It seems for now that he is just about fast enough for a pole position in what is a crucial race for the Drivers' Championship. As we are still on board with Postfam, who is a little bit cleaner than the person we just watched here through Meckts and Beckett's. As he's 1.4 seconds off only, that could mean he is around P9, 10-ish if he has a clean final sector. And it seems like he does go very well through that corner. Can he take the speed through the final two? Touches the grass maybe a little bit, but it seems all clean enough. And can he get on the power early as he goes to the line to take P11? That is a little bit underwhelming. Shanghai into the pits. Voita can't dethrone Posted from P2. Is Twifo still on the lap? Twifo has abandoned. Around the final corner comes Wavy Knife, but I think he's already finished as well, and that means that this is the final classification for qualifying. Shanghai takes pole position here in Silverstone. Posted taking P2. He will be mildly upset with himself. I think he could have done a lot better, but with the pace he has and with the pace around him, I think that he has a good chance in the race to do very well. Voita, very good first race for him, first qualifying at least. As we're still counting now for some reason, according to the screen, everyone's finished, so no clue why we're still watching, but I'll just keep talking about who is next, and that is Spurs Lad. Last week, I think he qualified 8th, maybe 9th, and now he takes P4. That is a very good start. If he went from P8 to P4 last week, this means P4 means a win for him, surely. And so here we are. Voita with a penalty means Spurs Lad actually starts from P3. That is a great result for him. Twifo in his first race, P5 for him after the penalty is applied. And honestly, a very close lobby here. At least the first 7 or 8 drivers are within a second. That is very good to see. And then there's a little bit of a backmarker race for the final points between Unrugbar, Nameless Gamer, and Postfam. Ice Nihilus, I think he DNF'd very early. But I must say that I haven't really seen... I just remember a Red Bull being off very early. A guy especially with very good pace. Expecting a lot of good things from him. But it'll be tough. An uphill battle for him from last place. As Posted said, he was on a 25.8 even. 5/10 up into Vale. That is very unfortunate. He would have definitely had pole with that lap, but you know, going straight into Meckts, Beckett's, and Chapel, that's not the fastest way through there. But you know, it is what it is. 1 lap pace doesn't really mean anything. Race pace is all that's important. Keeping it clean, staying out of trouble. Now, I believe that we're driving a 35% race, meaning medium soft will probably be the main strategy, but I'm sure there will be a lot of people wanting to take risks here as we start our formation lap. Or is this already the race? I can't really tell. Looks like it's the race with how bad some of these people started. Is it? Doesn't say it's formation lap, but everyone's like mega slow. I'm gonna assume it's the formation lap. And so, oh, whoa. All right, relax. All right, let's see. Shanghai starts in P1. Yeah. Shanghai starts in P1 with mediums, then triple softs behind. That will be tough to protect. Then Twifo on mediums, hoping to stick with the little group ahead. And then more softs. Vojta on mediums, definitely wanting to extend his first stint if he has the pace. That's probably the right call, as Vojta has left session. Maybe it is not the right call. Unrockbar, P9. A little bit unfortunate for him how his qualifying went, but expecting better from him through the session. Post-Famine P11, definitely expected more from, I think his name is Armata. But you know, McLaren always seems to do well in the race in Silverstone, so let's see if they can do that here. And as I say that, he too disconnects. And does that mean we are restarting, or is it just these two? Okay, Armada is stuck in settings. Here are the strategies. Completely ignore those, because there is no shot anyone's doing medium hards in a 35% race. And people who are doing a 2-stop are actually fucking trolling, and they should be reported. Unless there's a safety car, obviously. Anyway, Vojta didn't deserve that penalty, I agree, but I don't have the power to really do anything about penalties during the session. I think after the race you can always instant report, but at this point I don't really think that really matters anything. Sometimes the game just likes to screw with people, and it is what it is. Unless he got a penalty from hitting someone who was in the way. Anyway, that doesn't matter, because we are in Silverstone. We are with 3, 4, and 5 lights as it's lights out. And away we go. And it's a great start from Posted, who is already taking the lead, but he's a lot of wheel spin. He almost hits the Alfa Romeo on the inside. But now he loses like 4 or 5 positions. And so Posted goes from P2 to P1, all the way down to P5. Shanghai holds on to the lead as the Mercedes of Spurslat is already looking on the outside. That comes to the inside, and he takes the lead. And 63 Russell will probably like to see that. Spurslat takes the lead with his soft tires, more grip and more confidence into turn 1 than Shanghai did, as Twiggy is down in P4 already, a little bit down on the rest of the field, as Posted has already lost a bunch of position. I think he spun, and that is not what we want to see. Maybe he's helping the people getting an invite back, since there is a lot of people disconnected. I think it's Armata, which is Post-Fam, and Vojta who have disconnected. They're asking for a re-invite. I think Posted, after his bad start, is doing that, as there's a Ferrari off. That is Unrockbar going straight into Cops, and is he okay? Is there damage on board of Unrockbar's car, as Nameless Gamer is involved as well? Seems like his front wing is fine for now, and that does mean that Nameless Gamer 108 will not run it back for now, unless there's a safety car later. That is unfortunate to see, as the Mercedes is getting caught now. Hopefully his softs are not overheating already. Lap 1 of 18. We want him to see at least until lap 8 with his soft tires, as he does take the fastest lap. Sorry for still having this up. As Shanghai, Twiggy, and Spurs are all caught within 1 minute and 32 of each other according to the timing screens, but on the inside, Spurslat already getting attacked by Shanghai, but he defends it admirably out of turn 2. Twiggy takes advantage of Shanghai getting a little bit out of shape and takes P2, and the two soft runners have had and have done exactly what they needed to do, as Twiggy already attacks here really early into the race, and he takes the lead away from Spurs Lad. Shanghai already a little bit down on these two. It makes sense, he is on the medium tires after all. And it is a shame to see that he has lost a little bit of pace, but it's more a shame to see that Posted is already down in P8 after such a good start, as both drivers go very wide into Cops, but they do seem to get to stay out of trouble, rather, as the Red Bull is trying to fend off the attacks of Spurslat, who really wants to take the lead of this race. And here he goes into Hangar Straight. He has the slipstream, but he doesn't have DRS yet. Will he make a lunge? I won't admit that that's a good idea, and he doesn't go for it yet. Just waits patiently. I think that's the right call, waiting for the DRS next lap. And it is a big gap behind Ice Nihilus, who already has a very good race, starting from P12 after disqualifying from the qualifying, already down, or already up even into P5. That is a very good result for him. Can he stick to the front of the grid as DRS is enabled? And here we are with Spurslat chasing down Twiggy, and Twiggy just doing just continuing where he left off last week. As people need an invite. I don't know if I can invite you if you're not on my friends list, but I can add you though. Can I? I don't think I can add you in this screen. I think oh, that works. Well, that's Twifo. If you can send me a friend request, then I can. No, I can't. Wait, I'll DM you the. I think it's just. Alright. I posted in the Discord. Whoever needs an invite, send a friend request, and I'll try to get you in. I don't know if I have the authority, but I can try. As the race continues, and Ice Nihilus just continues his fight upwards. Already back into P4, as Spurslat has remained inside of the DRS of Twiggy, who tried so hard to get out, and it's cost him a lot of ERS. As you can see the blinking light, that means that he does not have the ERS to defend probably on the next straight, as Ice Nihilus takes the fast lap 129.219 on the medium tires, which means the softs might already be going off, as I just really quickly have to accept this friend request and try to add him to the session. If that works, great quality, as I can't even see you here. So, what wonderful gameplay you see here in the background. Alright, let's see if that works. Back on board with Spurslat, who is now under pressure of Shanghai. The medium tire is definitely activating at this point. And it seems that, oh, very wide goes Spurslat, a little bit out of shape on the softs. They definitely have gone off at this point. Lap 4, this is the moment where they start falling off a bit, and the medium tire will take over. And the question is, can the soft runners keep the gap enough to make this tire work? They still have to go to the mediums after the pit stops, as the big send into this corner by Shanghai, but he does the last second pull out of the move. Spurslat still remaining somewhat close to Twiggy, who is still in the lead. And frankly, after last week, he was dominating last week until he disconnected. So it's nice to see that he is back, and he is back with a vengeance. But how long can you keep this up, with the medium runners definitely taking up the pace? And unfortunately, Posted still all the way down in 7th after his early mishappenings, excuse me. Still the flashing by Twiggy, meaning his ERS is low and all the DRS open. Alright. One more invite. As we see a pit stop by Nameless Gamer 108. I'm not sure if that's actually him or it's his AI. If it's his AI, that probably ends his chances of the race. It is... oh, he has no more front wing. And so a forced early stop. He goes onto the mediums. That might be a little bit early. I would probably have gone for hards, but I've had that wrong before, so maybe this Nameless Gamer just has the better plan here. 13 laps on mediums is definitely possible. They will go off near the end of the race. But all the way down the ranks for him as we see the two Red Bulls fighting, and Ice Nihilus takes the lead of the race on his medium tires. What a comeback story this would be if he wins this race from last to first. As another send from Shanghai. It's late, and does he make it stick? It doesn't seem like he did. He does have to let that position go, as now Twifo is looking if he has something to do into the final corner. Doesn't seem like it's going to happen for now. And the real question is this not a Haas 1-2 this week, but a Red Bull 1-2? That would be very good to see. Let's see if Vojta has joined. It seems like he has, because he's not ghosted. So that looks good. Very nice to see that he's back. And a lot of fighting. Only 12 drivers here, but still a lot of fights on the track. And Ice Nihilus has just got a different pace than anyone else. Already a second loose of Twiggy, is probably just struggling on his tires and doesn't have the ERS to really keep up. If they... Oh, and a lot of people going wide at cops. What else is new? It is a little bit unfortunate to see, but, you know, with regular corner cutting, this is what you will see. First lad doing incredibly well still, it must be said. As there's a yellow flag, and that is Nameless Gamer after his mishap earlier. He is off again into... that is Hamilton Straight. Does he still have a front wing? Seems like it. I'll be honest, I can't see from here. But he's not having the greatest race. 50 seconds down on P11. Probably not the race that he had imagined. As we see Spurs Lad with a very early undercut attempt. And honestly, it is not a bad idea. I think the mediums do really well on this track. And I do think that the undercut is extremely strong on this game. And so the question is, can he make it work? Can he find a gap? If he gets into traffic, the undercut means nothing, and he will just be caught out on worse tires later on. And warming up his tires will be important, as he just cuts the pit exit like an esport legend. Good rotation there. He does have the cold tires, so wants to sort of Tokyo drift to get that heat into the tires. Ahead we see Postfam fighting with Vojta, which makes me feel like Vojta may not be here, because I think Postfam is AI still. But I'm not too sure. Whoa. That looked glitchy. Seems like he's not here either. But, you know, you can never be too sure. I'm not sure what's going on. But Spurs Lad is the person we really have to take note of, as we see the Red Bull of Shanghai still continuing, but the Red Bull of Twiggy defending his undercut attempt by Spurs Lad. And the question is, this pit lane is so insanely slow. Look at this. Vojta can't control the car. We saw this last week with Timo. Yeah, this is a bug that's been in the game for a while. When you disconnect, you cannot reconnect and just get control of your car again. You are stuck in spectate mode. There used to be a fix. I'm not sure if that fix works now. Not sure what the fix used to be. But enough about that. Here we are with Twifo, who's been having a quiet race, and maybe that is exactly what he wanted. And the undercut attempt by Spurslat has worked expertly well. He is now 2.5 seconds. 2.5 seconds loose of Twiggy, but on older tires, so it will come back to Twiggy later on in the race. He won't be panicking. He definitely had a good pace, and it's all about who can keep it clean. As I was saying, Twifo, on his debut in Tier 3 this at least this season, was tough to say what we could expect by him. And after a mediocre qualifying, let's say, it's good to see him in top 3 at the moment. Although with the pit stops, it's probably not. Whoa, lap 8. The first medium driver to box, I believe, is Twifo. As we are talking about how good he's doing, I'm guessing it's an early soft, but that would be risky. We saw it yesterday in the tier 4 race. Honestly, the undercut is strong enough and the softs keep up well enough, so it wouldn't be a bad shout. No, he's going to hards, and that might not be the best call. 9 laps on hards. Maybe he didn't have new softs. We have to keep that in mind as well. As Unrukbar gets a penalty for speeding, don't think it will matter that much. He is kind of in the middle of nowhere. Posted pitted without me seeing it. He's onto the hards. Both Williams drivers putting a lot of faith even into the hard tire. The only people who are using the hard compound tire this race, and it might just pay off. The tire wear is not the worst, but at the same time, once your tire hits the 20-25% mark, your tires will feel horrendous for a bit. And the hard tires, they just last the longest. So maybe this is a genius strat by the two Williams drivers. As Twifo does see himself into P5 with the 2 AI driving. And now it is a catch-up. Yeah, it's time to catch up. 5 positions. I think he gained a little bit wide into Cops, but he's not the only one. 7.8 seconds down on Twiggy. Maybe this is just him saying that he is happy and content in P5, and he's just yeah, contented to keep it up. Meanwhile, Spurslat is making waves. 23 seconds away from the lead and still going strong, and I think now Ice Nihilus has to think what to do. I think he's extending on purpose, knowing that he's getting caught, just to have those fresh softs near the end. And that is probably the strategy I would have gone with as well. Although I wouldn't extend it much more than this lap, as we see the AIF post-fam going into the pits and a penalty for Unrukbar that we saw earlier. He is now in P11, but with a 12-second gap to the guy behind, and so no real threat from behind. It is the person ahead he wants. As we see Jay in P9. Jay, the man who was so insanely fast last week and won. No, he didn't win. He got P2. He got P2, right? Yeah. P2 last week. Now in P9, a little bit of in the middle of nowhere. As we do see Ice Nihilus come in lap 10, the start of lap 11 soon. And Shanghai says, no thank you, I will do the overcut. Hoping for a safety car maybe. As we see the grip really has started to diminish on these old medium tires. The real question is, where does Spurslat come out comparative to Ice Nihilus? It seems like he made a little bit of mistakes because the gap, the gap is now 27 seconds, and I think it was 23 before. As Ice Nihilus will come out on his new softs. Where will he come out? I think he's in the pit exit right now, as Spurslat will jump Ice Nihilus for now, and that is very good to see. Spurslat just really throwing a curveball to everyone. Just saying, curveball, sorry, a curveball to everyone. Just saying, I don't care about what strategy says. I will undercut everyone, and I will make the tires last. And if Ice Nihilus doesn't have the pace now, which I doubt, but, you know, if he doesn't have the pace, this will be coined as the most genius pit strategy of the week. And Spurs will definitely deserve some mention in the driver of the day at least. Meanwhile, 22 seconds up the road is Shanghai. Still on his old mediums, and he surely has to box this lap for his new softs, and he does so. Nameless Gamer still in the middle of nowhere. Unrukbar getting somewhat close to that final point position, which is still the AI controlled car of Armata. Really unfortunate that both drivers got kicked in the formation lap and they did not, or they could reconnect but not take control of their car, and so they're just watching along with us as their cars are driving slowly around this wonderful track. But still sad to see. You know, we would want to see some nice fights. And meanwhile, Vojta's AI gets overtaken by Jay, who's trying to make the best out of a bad situation. P8, not where he wanted to be at this point. Same with Posted in P7. Post just gets so unlucky. And I'm gonna say that, praying that he didn't cause his own demise. He definitely did have a bad start. He would have dropped down to P5, 6-ish. But then he had some contact, I believe, with someone, because suddenly he was out of the contention. He was like 5 seconds behind. And as I'm rambling on, both Red Bulls have made themselves a Mercedes sandwich. Or the Mercedes has found himself in a Red Bull sandwich. It's whatever however you want to see it. As we see a yellow flag, that is again Nameless Gamer going off. That is not new, unfortunately, and he doesn't have the greatest race so far. He might be able to pit and deny someone the fast lap if he wanted to, if he has the pace. Meanwhile, we see Twiggy. He is close, and he wants to make a move on the old tires of Spurs lad, both not with a lot of ERS, and he's on the inside, and he makes it look so easy. Out of Hanger Straight, and now he has to defend the inside. We don't want a Vettel versus Verstappen moment, and does he send it? And Spurs lad does try a little look on the inside, but he doesn't quite make it stick, as there's a big extension by Twiggy that probably isn't in the rules, but I don't know if there's anyone that can say anything about it with the track limits being so short. Does he have a moment there? Well, it looked like he was spinning, but that could just be spectator bug. Meanwhile, Ice Nihilist just continue where he left off on his new softs. He's just on a different pace today, setting the fast lap time and just enjoying his time as there's a yellow flag. I think that's for one of the Williams drivers on the main straight. And that is indeed Posted spinning on the main straight and gets overtaken by Jay. Jay will be very happy to take one more position after his somewhat unfortunate race, let's say, as there's a safety car. And that does change everything. And now Spurs is in a little bit of a tough situation. Do you pit? You have the oldest tires of the grid, at least of the people that are fighting, as the Williams the Red Bull driver goes very wide, but does remain his position. And now the question is, what is the idea? I think most of the soft runners like Shanghai and Ice, well, those are the only soft runners. I don't think the soft runners should box. 1 lap old softs don't really mean anything. Unrock bar boxes, that makes sense. The real question is to Twiggy and Spurs, how many grid positions do you lose? I think you lose quite a bunch. And there are some, I think you have to. I think it's time for everyone to box 2 new softs, as even Ice goes for new softs, and that might put some trouble for Twiggy. No, Twiggy stays out. I have seen it all. The guy with new softs pits for new softs, and the guy with mediums does not box as Spurs overtakes under the safety car. What in God's name am I witnessing? Spurs just overtook on the safety car. That is a penalty. And if that isn't a penalty in the game, it will be a penalty post-race. Because, for the people who don't know, during safety car conditions, there is no overtaking. And so, however fast... Whoa. Spurs is trying to get back the position. That is... fair enough, but it did cause somewhat of a dangerous situation, and now we hope that Twiggy doesn't get a penalty by the game itself. Don't hit the safety car, that disqualifies you. As I was saying, you cannot overtake on the safety car. Safety car is here to make sure that debris can be taken away safely in the game. Obviously, this is not the case, but, you know, to keep it real, they do have the safety car in the virtual game as well. And during that time, there's no overtaking. Since everyone has to follow the same pace, it would be silly for everyone to be overtaking each other and trying to get in front. And so the rule is no overtaking. And so most people don't, but Spurs just said, fuck it, let's Let's go by. Excuse me. And now we have a very weird situation where I thought Twiggy would pit because he probably had a new set of softs still, and he didn't. Spurs didn't. And Ice, who had just pitted for new softs, boxes for new softs. Someone will have to explain that to me after the race for me. Who are the biggest winners? I would say Posted if he didn't have a penalty, but he got a penalty for speeding in the pit lane. Jay will be elated. Tweefo is now back into business, and the biggest losers are probably the AI. The two AI who were holding the positions, although I'm not sure that people get points for AI driving for them. Excuse me. Now they definitely will not get points because they will be the slowest on the grid. They have all the tires. Although Unruckbar and Nameless Gamer are on a lap, they are a lap down, and so they probably will not get back into the points. So yeah, maybe everyone's fine. The real question is up front. Twiggy and Spurs definitely on the wrong strategy, if you ask me. Because the safety car will come in this lap, and then we have 3 more laps of racing. And 3 laps are more than enough to show that 8 lap old mediums are well over a second and a half slower than new softs, maybe 2 seconds. I think the gap is very big. And so I'll ask, chat, what's the podium gonna be? Who's winning this race? I got my money on Ice. I think Ice will win. I don't agree with him pitting, but I think he will win. I think Shanghai will get second, and I think Tweefo will get a surprise podium. Or maybe Jay. Maybe Jay should be up on the podium. Would be quite the redemption story. Whatever mysteries we have for now, whatever questions we may have about the finish, we will see in around 5 minutes, because the safety car is in this lap. Twiggy on old mediums, Spurs lad on old mediums, and then 3 new softs behind. Shanghai, not the newest softs, but new enough. These 3 guys will be exponentially faster than the drivers ahead, and so the question is, how aggressive can Twiggy and Spurs defend? I haven't really thought about the fuel yet. It seems Shanghai is +2, he's fine. Ooh, Spurs was close, but the safety car definitely helped him. As a very early start by Twiggy. Has he caught out Spurs lad with this very early start? It does seem like he has. And the question is, do both medium drivers have the acceleration to really take advantage of a good start here? As we are back to green, we're back to racing. And the question is, who will take the win here in Silverstone in round 3, as there's a ghosting car that is probably the car of Vojta, who's already getting overtaken by Wavy. And now Spurs lad is already just behind Twiggy, but behind him is Shanghai on his new softs. And the new softs are already really fast and already looking on the inside here. Can he make it stick into Brooklyn's? So close. A little bit of contact between the Red Bull and the Mercedes. That's not even the correct corner name, but it doesn't really matter as we go here to the straight. Can he make a move into Cops? I would not recommend it. It is very risky, as we saw between Hamilton and Verstappen not that much more than a year ago. As a little bit wide goes the Mercedes of the old soft Spurs lad. Can he keep it tidy? They don't want to go side by side through Meckett's and Beckett's, as Shanghai is caught out by the little bit of contact that he had there with Spurs lad, as Ice Nihilus instantly takes advantage. No DRS yet, because we just had the safety car, as the Mercedes is already looking on the outside. Will they make it 3 wide? It's a big crash, and they're out. Oh, the both medium drivers fighting too hard and wanting too much for both, and that is a big crash between both. We hope that they're both fine. Obviously they are. It's just a virtual game, but still a big crash between the 2 medium drivers. That is exactly what they had to not do. A huge crash that will be definitely investigated after the race. That seemed like some dangerous driving from either. I'm not sure who turned into who, but they had so much to lose. I don't understand why they fought that hard against each other, but it is a big shame. Twiggy again, no points for him after a great race. Just like last week, he was doing so well, and then he just throws it all away. Last week it wasn't his fault. This week it may have been. It was tough to see from my point of view. We'll have to see that after the race, and the stewards will definitely have a good look as Ice Nihilus, like I said already, 1.5 seconds loose. He definitely has the pace to win this race. That rhymes, so it must be true. And it's Shanghai, as I said, definitely solid enough for P2. And then the real question is, can Tuifo contest for a step on the podium? It looks like he should do, as he gets it all wrong through Mex and Beckett, and that's exactly what he didn't have to do. Is DRS enabled yet? I'm not too sure. We'll have to see from this point of view. It doesn't seem like DRS is open yet, as we have one more lap. One more chance as the Ferrari driver there goes by. Nameless Gamer 4P9. Now the AI are fighting for points, as Unrukbar, kind of nowhere the entire race, now has 2 points as DRS enabled for the final lap of the race. It's a 2-man fight, maybe 3-man fight for the podium, although Posted has a penalty. The real question is, can Tuifo deny Wavy Knife his podium in Silverstone Grand Prix? I expect Tuifo will fight hard for it, as Vojta has been disqualified. How does AI not know how to do the tires? Huh? It's an AI. They are programmed to... Yay. Oh, yay. As a big move here from Tuifo around the outside. It doesn't quite stick. Can he try to stick it around the outside? Doesn't seem like he can, but he still has a DRS moment. He doesn't need to be impatient, as we do go on board with the Williams driver. He wants to try it into Cops. We know that's dangerous. We know that it can go wrong, and he does stay behind, as he does give a little love tap to the Alfa Romeo in front, but it does just about go right. They don't crash yet, and again, he doesn't have the best line. But at the same time, Wavy Knife is a little bit swirly around the last few corners. I don't even know what I'm saying anymore. See, the DRS opens, and the top speed is there. Can he stick it on the end of the straight? He tries, but a good defense from Alfa Romeo. A little bit of contact that might be investigated as a race if he gets the position. Can he find a move around the outside? Good defensive driving from Wavy Knife, as he does go a little bit deep. The cutback doesn't quite work. Nihilus wins the race, but the real question is, who gets P3? It seems Wavy Knife has the advantage, as Posted gets another penalty for not serving his penalty. That seems a bit redundant. But the final positions, Ice Nihilus wins today, making the first win for Red Bull this season. Shanghai and Wavy Knife with a double podium from Alfa Romeo. That is exactly what they wanted to do this week. A great result from them. Shanghai, must admit, seamlessly out of nowhere, all the way up the up in the pace, you know, just up there with the boys. And Ice Nihilus definitely had his work cut out, although the gap in the end was 5 seconds. He definitely was the class of the field, but you know, it was an entertaining race. A lot of fights, a little aggressive driving from Tifo at the end. But you know, you love to see it. That he tried around the outside, tried around the inside, and at least they didn't crash fully like some other people did, you know, in into that corner. But it is what it is. A very entertaining Tier 3 race. Another late safety car to really make an entertaining finish. But whatever contact was at the end, it will all be investigated. The stewards are not just sitting on their hands. They will definitely look at what happened. AI are terrible, but you know, they shouldn't be in there anyway. They were both here. They should be able to take their own car. So, the story of today, Nihilus wins a somewhat dominant race, to be honest. Posted with an unlucky start, pinning him down on the order, and that did hurt his result. Tifo with a great first race, Alfa Romeo with great results. And I'm going to say it one more time, the drivers should really change their in-game driver number to the driver number they have on Discord, so I can have the overlays. And that's the last time I will say that. These are the final standings. Take a good final look. An unfortunate situation for Vojta. He definitely had some good pace, but couldn't show it in the race because his AI took over. Unrukbar I hope he didn't give the AI his controls, because then he wouldn't get points. Jay, a little bit of a quiet race. Definitely not what he wanted today. P7. Not sure what happened to him. He'll be sure to tell us all about that after. Posted won't be very happy, but it is his first point, so maybe he will be. The double podium by Alfa Romeo is probably the story of the day, and Ice with a wonderful show by him. The 127.0 is a great lap. And with that, I thank you very much for watching. We'll be back next week with the next Grand Prix. I believe it is Las Vegas. And thank you very much for watching. Sorry for the inconvenience at the start, and we'll make sure to have no technical issues next week. Thank you very much for